Visalaw is the first immigration intelligence platform built by immigration lawyers for immigration lawyers. We built it to support every area of an immigration law firm's work, not just research, not just drafting, but the full practice of immigration law, restoring attorneys' time for client advocacy. It starts with data. Visalaw AI is built on the largest and most robust immigration law dataset available, curated by immigration attorneys and continuously updated. Every feature, workflow, and AI capability is grounded in authoritative immigration law. The platform is built with enterprise-grade security, and customer data is never retained or used to train AI models. Our improved case law tools deliver faster, deeper legal analysis with clear authority, stronger context, and reliable citations you can trust. Our new research agent goes further. It identifies your practice area, checks live government sources for policy changes through GovSync, searches the full catalog of US case law, statutes, and regulations when needed, and verifies every citation before results reach you. Visalaw AI. This is immigration intelligence you can trust.
Hello, Tyler. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Ian?
I'm doing well, and hello to everybody today who's joining us live. We really appreciate it for everybody who's coming in and spending some time with us today to go over H-1Bs and how to handle those with Visalaw AI. And I think today, Tyler, we've really we've kind of been working on this together, and I think we've identified some really strong use cases. I think this is a really great sort of entry point for people into identifying ways that they can apply Visalaw AI directly to processes that they're doing every single day. Help save some time here and there, because that time compounds over the course of a year. You're handling a ton of H-1Bs. You're doing a lot of stuff. Some of these things take a lot of time, and hopefully we can take some of that time back for you. That's really our goal here as well. So I'm gonna, as we get started here, some housekeeping. We are recording this. It will be sent out following the conclusion of today's live event. And so if you want to go back and review that, you want to send it to somebody, you can send it to them to let them check it out. But I am going to throw up this poll as we start today. Where do you think AI could save the most time in an H-1B case? You can type in to the chat 1 for reviewing intake docs for errors, number 2 for matching job duties to SOC, ONET, and we'll include OOH items here. And or you can type number 3 for predicting or responding to RFEs. These are all things that we're going to sort of touch on today, and so it's a good place. I'd love to see from attorneys, from paralegals, where you think you could save some time. So you can respond to that poll. You can type 1, 2, or 3 into the comments, and we will look forward to hearing what your opinions are on that. So Tyler, as we get started today, I know we've got a lot to cover. So what for you is how do you want to set the stage here? Obviously, Visalaw AI, for anyone who's not familiar with it, maybe this is your first time, or maybe you're an existing user and you're looking for more tips and tricks on how to use it to the best of its ability. How would you explain it for somebody who is new to Visalaw AI?
Yeah. So I would say Visalaw AI is going to be an immigration intelligence platform. I think we've always said that Visalaw is a platform. It's all powered by AI, all very specific to the practice of immigration law. And it is designed to help you throughout the lifespan of the case. And I think that last point is really important and very relevant to the 2.0 update that we're going to show today. This is not our first time showing 2.0 on a demo, a webinar, etc. But for some of you, this may be a brand new screen that we'll be looking at today. And I think with 2.0 in regards to helping you throughout the case, the functionality we've added and we upgraded really supports that. And it's going to be a lot of what we walk through today. If you're familiar with us in the past, Visalaw was kind of a system. It was very intuitive, but it was a system that you kind of came in and just asked questions to, and you utilized our law library. Moving forward and with the update of 2.0, Visalaw is now a system that still accesses the same law library, but it can help you search through the contents of your case, organize your case a little bit better than previously done before. So that's a lot, Ian, but all that to say, I would say we we've made some big improvements on actually helping you throughout the lifespan of the case and organizing the workflow that you're doing within Visalaw. So I'm excited to kind of show everyone today what we've added and how it's going to be meaningful to our customers.
Absolutely, and hopefully we can provide everybody with some of the best practices and some of the
Yeah,
ways that we've found that the best way to use Visalaw AI. As we're all learning these AI tools sort of at the same time, and I feel like we discover a new thing every single day. So this is I'm excited to get into this today. So let's go ahead and dive in, Tyler, and let's check it out. Thank you, Eric, for
absolutely.
responding to that poll. I guess, Eric, I'm learning in real time. There we go. Okay, maybe we've got an extra one here. So, so far, people are saying predicting or responding to RFEs is probably
That's
where
awesome.
maybe some of the biggest time save could be. And I'm learning, Eric, that we can only get one response from one person at a time. So that's good to know. But we'll keep it in our heads. So thank you guys. Continue to respond to that as we go through today, and we'll maybe bring it up at the end. All right, Tyler, let's pull up the
Perfect.
screen here.
So yeah, so just to I will say as we're jumping into this, and I assume we have some customers on the call, some new faces. Maybe you've done a trial in the past. We'd like to invite you on a demo if you're not a current customer. We do offer everyone we do a demo with a free trial of our platform. It's really the best way to book a demo. You can use that QR code in the top left of the screen. You can also just go to our website and book a demo from there at any point. But we'd love to talk to you about your practice, how this might fit into not only yourself, but also your team and your organization, as we have started to implement enterprise pricing for organizations and not just a single user. So regardless of your experience with us, how that works, your interest, feel free to connect with us. We'd love to offer this for a couple of weeks for your team to test, and we'd love to connect with you on a call. But in case you're not too familiar with Visalaw 2.0, this screen looks different than if you were to do a demo with us with using Visalaw 1.0, right? All the functionality for the chats in the dashboard has been consolidated to this one view. We like to think it's a more cleaner view. It's going to be more intuitive for our customers to utilize. So everything is consolidated to one chat. If you're familiar with 1.0, you would know that we have legal research, we had private GPT, we had document Q&A, where now we just have this one chat and we can kind of access and dip into all of that functionality from one location. I'm going to kind of just give a brief outline of what's new and the screen that we're looking at here, and then we're going to jump into working our H-1B case for Dr. Patel. So what we see here is we have a few options that we can search through. And the big update with 2.0, I'd say, is you do have more control over the content that you're searching through when answering your questions, when running tasks, etc. So anytime that we have research on, we have kind of the safety blanket knowing that we're searching through the immigration law library, right? Anytime we have research on, we get that safety net knowing we're not going out to the internet to any unverified sources to find content for our answers here. The option we now have with legal research specifically is we have added the ability to run what we're calling GovSync. When we have research on and GovSync on, this is searching not only the law library that we all know and love, but it's also searching the government's websites that we're now linked to. So simultaneously, as the system is pulling content from our law library, it's also double checking that content against the government's websites, doing an extra check just to ensure the answer it's providing is the most accurate and the most up to date. So it's kind of an additional step in the logic or the process of answering the question is now going to the government website to check that source to ensure it's the most accurate and most up to date. If I were to turn this GovSync off, this is more of a one-to-one comparison to what legal research was in our 1.0, Visalaw 1.0. When research is on and GovSync is off, this is now exclusively talking through the immigration law library. I won't spend too much time going through the rest of it, but we do have the ability to turn research off, to search the web. As we know, there is a benefit when working cases to actually having that web search capability, maybe not only looking at the immigration law library. So we still have that functionality. It is all just kind of built into one view here. If anybody has any questions on what's changed with 2.0, what's new with 2.0, feel free to put those questions in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to answer any questions regarding that. But we're going to kind of shift gears and start to move into working the H-1B case and talking a little bit more about projects as well. So the one big item that we did add with Visalaw 2.0 is the projects object. So projects within Visalaw is the ability to create a project, but projects can be a case or just a general file, if you will. Whenever I go to add a new project, you'll see I can provide the project with a name, but I can also provide the project type here. You can have a general project, so you can categorize the general project type however you want to categorize it. A lot of our customers have been opening cases for each individual project, and that's what we're going to do today. So when I click on the case project type, you're going to notice that it will pull open some additional fields for us, such as the case type and the client number. So you can match these up with what I would assume is going to be found in your case management system. We're going to provide this project with a name. We are working on an H-1B case for Dr. Patel. So I'm going to type the name in here. We'll put H-1B, and we've already created this once, so I'm going to put a 1 by it so we have a unique name. Again, we'll copy the name here. We'll fill out the case type, which again is going to be the H-1B case type. I don't have a client number, but if you had one, I can add it in here. I also have the ability to add a description in case it's helpful at the time of creating this project. And I can also share this one project with multiple people on my team if I needed to. We'll go ahead and create the project. And the next screen that we're brought to is the project screen. There's a lot happening on this screen. So just breaking this down and simply put, everything that we do in Visalaw, whether it's a chat, whether it's a summarization, a translation, or even drafting a petition, now has the ability to be tied to a project, right? We'll kind of use, in today's webinar, we'll kind of use project and chat, or I'm sorry, project and case kind of simultaneously. Whether you want to refer to as the project or a case, it's up to you. But this is going to be what the project view is for. You can see that we can organize everything that we're doing in Visalaw down here under files. We have the details of the project here, and all my chat history for this individual project are going to live here so I can revert back to them.
And one thing I'll note while we're looking at this screen, Tyler, is you can see if you look at the project details, we also have a case management link. So we have case management integrations. We like to say, when we're describing this, it can sound somewhat like case management on its own. That's not what it is. This is case organization. This is chat organization. This is context saving. This saves all of your history for everything that you're doing as it applies to this case. But we integrate with Clio, we integrate with e-immigration, we integrate with DocketWise, and we're also integrating with INS Zoom sort of as we speak. So we're, we sort of describe it as bring your own case management. We're happy to integrate wherever you're working out of.
Yeah, it's a great point. And you'll kind of see the benefits of integrating your case management or document management. While it used to be only helpful in drafts, it is now helpful in other components of Visalaw, such as your project here, as Ian's mentioning. So the first thing we're going to do as we're setting this project up is we're going to upload all of our client files for this project. So I'm simply going to attach or upload the client files that I have. So I'm going to upload just a folder of supporting documents in here for the system to process. And that way we have the context of all of the supporting documents in one location within Visalaw. You'll notice we do have the ability to rename the file from here. If we had categories within the project, we can also categorize these documents however we need to. We can also add notes about these documents, but for demo purposes, we're just simply going to save them without categorizing our documents here.
And so, do you want to explain, Tyler, while these are just finishing uploading here,
Yeah.
and we can sort of talk about this because we're going to go to the chat here, why it's nice to be working out of the project and have your documents uploaded in here?
Absolutely. So a very powerful result was created by doing this. Simply put, we now have the ability to search across all of the documents in the law library that we all know and love, but also all of the documents for a specific case, right? So instead of instead of trying to upload a lot of context about the case in the chats and in the prompts that we're asking the AI to accomplish when utilizing the law library, we now can search all those documents at one time. So we see here that I do have the ability to run a chat directly from within the project. This research tab or toggle is on, knowing that I'm searching through the immigration law library. But the AI also has the context of the 19 project files that we just uploaded for this case. It's very powerful. It's very, with 2.0, I would say one of the end results of the benefits we've added is you have so much more power over the content you're searching through, depending on the task you're trying to accomplish. Whereas in 1.0, it was somewhat limited on what you have the ability to search through. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to run what we call a fast case summary just on the case here that we are starting to create. We're going to ask the system just to upload or to review the uploaded documents and to include any strengths, risks, missing items, and recommended next steps. Just kind of a general prompt here. But again, this is going to be utilizing all of the content in the immigration law library. It's also including the ALIS content, so practice pointers are being taken into consideration for this answer, in addition to all of the documents specific to the case that we uploaded as well.
Mm-hmm. And so it's starting at search here, Tyler, and you can sort of see the steps that it's taking as it goes through this. So you sort of know where it's being updated. And as it searches through here, I'll give a little bit of context. So we're doing this for Dr. Patel. Dr. Patel is going for the role of senior research scientist with this Green Tech Innovations, which is a solar energy, or I believe a solar panel production company, a fake one, all of this being mock. But so we have here this explainer.
Yeah, so it's organized pretty well for us, right? So it's giving us an overview. It's giving us the key strengths as well. It's providing us with risks as well as missing items based on the supporting documents that I uploaded, as well as recommended next steps and a conclusion. I think it's also helpful. It does kind of prompt me to ask follow-up research questions as well. So if any of these were relevant, I can kind of come in here, copy and paste them, and continue the conversation with the AI here. And I think that's important to note as well. The way I recommend speaking to the AI and kind of prompting it is, I would look at this as almost your assistant here. Like you're having a conversation with the AI. It's not a Google search. It's a conversation-based chat. And the more that we can be conversational and specific with what we're looking for here, the better output we're going to receive.
Yeah, and as you click through these citations, I'll mention that the prompt that we're using in this scenario is very conversational, very basic. You can get far more advanced and write a much more specific prompt, and the more specific, probably the better the outcome is going to be when you're hoping to get it.
Yeah. It's worth noting and I'm going to jump us into a different chat here just to explain it. If there was a scenario where the system is, that was a bad example. If there is a system to where we're utilizing content within the law library and it's providing us with citations, we do have the ability to just click into the citation and it's going to pull open the relevant document that was being used and highlight the relevant text as well from the immigration law library. So now that we have this kind of this case summary to kick us off, we're going to start asking a couple of more specific questions to the AI. I do want to note, though, that as discussed, that chat history is going to save on the individual project or case. If I ever needed to refer back to this, I do have the ability to click in, and it's going to take me back to the chat. I also have the ability, if I was running chats right here on the dashboard view of Visalaw, I can also link this chat to a project from here. So you don't have to worry about making sure to link it to or go to the project first to run the chat, or link it first. You can kind of do it depending on where you are within Visalaw.
Absolutely.
So we're going to ask a little bit more of a specific question based on the requirements for this case. And again, because this has the context of not only the law library, but also the supporting documents for this case, it's going to be able to cross-reference both areas to provide us with these codes here.
Yep. So right now we're undergoing the ONET and OOH duty mapping here. And so this might be a very specific question that you want to ask with the documents and get a quick answer for. And what we should see here is a pretty good mapping using things like the Occupational Outlook Handbook. And you can see the steps that it's taking here to get to this, our answer here in just a moment. And one of the processes, as we see this long list of things that it goes through, that I think is always worth highlighting is the verification process for the citations. And so the difference between Visalaw AI and, say, a ChatGPT is going to go and fish out on the things for the on the internet. It's not going to verify them. It's going to hallucinate if it doesn't quite have the right answer, but wants to give you an answer. Visalaw AI is not going to do that. These are all pulled from specific sources, cited sources, and verified at the same time.
Yeah. It's a very good point. So as we see here, in a similar structure to as the first chat gave us, we're going to receive an organized answer giving us the detailed analysis, as well as a conclusion down below. And again, those follow-up questions here.
Absolutely. And so I'm also going to, if anybody wants a closer look at our outputs that we produced today, because I know, in the time crunch that we want to show you all the things that it can do, we don't get to dive into the outputs as closely as we could.
Yeah.
But we want to provide you that opportunity if you would like to take a chance to review them. So I'm going to put my email here in the chat. And, I think we should also, for a moment, I do want to, if anybody has any questions, do send them in the chat. We're happy to answer those as we go through these here today. So what does this overview say for us, Tyler?
Yeah, so the overview is essentially giving us the codes that we're asking for. So the SOC code for chemist. It's obviously giving us a lot of analysis around the duties that are strong for the specific occupation, duties that are weak or underdeveloped based on the documents that we uploaded, as well as edits that would strengthen the filing here. So we can really use this tool to help us dive into the case when we're doing case preparation. But again, utilizing the expertise of the law library alongside the case-specific details all in one place.
That's right. And as we go through here, this would maybe be the section, we've sort of done some qualification, we've done some summary, we've done some, early stage stuff here that you would do in your process. And you may be having these things, you may have attorneys doing this, you may be doing this yourself. You may also have support staff or paralegals that are working through some of these early processes, getting it to a drafting standpoint. And the great thing about it is, if you are, working on this as an attorney and you have your paralegals doing these early processes, you've got this chat history, you've got the project details, what has sort of been worked on, what documents are all in sort of one space as you go through this to prepare a really strong H-1B case.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the last things we want to show here within the projects is we do want to highlight the skills functionality as well. And I think moving forward on webinars, you'll probably see us highlighting the skills more and more over time as we continue to build a lot of relevant skills for our customer base. At a high level, if you're familiar with Visalaw 1.0, we've kind of adjusted the names of the prompts in the prompt library to skills. And so skills are those prompts that you were familiar with in 1.0. A prompt when it relates to AI is essentially just a very detailed instruction set that we're asking the AI to accomplish. We're going to end up using this RFE analysis response for demo purposes. And you can see here, this is a pretty detailed instruction set asking the AI to provide us with a descriptive summary of required items, the examples of adequate evidence, as well as potential counter arguments. If we were to run this sophisticated prompt or skill against the RFE that we uploaded for Dr. Patel, we're obviously going to receive a much more usable output than if we just ask the AI to analyze the RFE for us and let it run with whatever that means to the AI. If you have access to Visalaw now, I would recommend looking through these skills to see which of these might be helpful to you. We are in the process of adding a good amount of new skills in here within the coming weeks. So be on the lookout for new skills being added into the skill library here. But all in all, these are pre-built by immigration professionals. They're full of popular use cases that you're probably doing manually today that you can lean on AI to do. And the benefit here is you're getting these built by individuals who are both experts in AI and immigration law. So
Greg Siskin's working day and night to give you the best prompt possible. No, that's not true. Greg is working on these prompts. He's developed a lot of these prompts for you. We also have a team of other immigration lawyers who are familiar with these. So if you pop into that RFE analysis real quick, Tyler, you can see just how detailed this is. The prompt. Essentially, this is what we're giving as opposed to the stuff we applied earlier. We still got good answers for, but was a little bit more casual and more search based, like tasks here. This is much more sophisticated and developed as far as prompts go. And so we're going to get this RFE analysis. And I will highlight, this is in this case, we've gotten an RFE back from Dr. Patel, unfortunately, and that's going to take some time. But we can run this RFE analysis and help us identify where we can improve and provide the things that we need to provide to the USCIS at the end of the day. You can also use, because we are using an AI software here, you could also use an RFE. You could do an RFE prediction. You could take all the things that we had in that case project and run something like predict the most likely USCIS RFE issues for this case, recommend evidence to add to reduce the chances of this RFE. So that's one way that you can sort of go about it as well. There's sort of the problem with AI is that, to a certain extent, it can do everything. And so it's sort of to try to find the right ways to use it is maybe the challenge here.
Yeah. And I will kind of double down. Skills is like you said. Skills is going to be the most open-ended component of Visalaw, right? If you're and you do have the ability to create your own skills, right? So just like Ian's saying, as you're doing these things, as you're prompting the AI and starting to get good at the messaging to instruct the AI to do certain things, instead of recreating the wheel each time you go to complete that task, you might just want to save that skill so you don't have to type that in each time. Within 2.0, we have added the ability to actually, we have an AI tool to help you run skill or create skills for the AI. So you can absolutely create those for you, and you've got a lot of help within the platform as well to assist you in building those skills.
Absolutely. And so we get our output here. So I'm excited to find out what issues were identified and where we can improve upon those.
Yeah, so this is a pretty lengthy one. If we wanted a more consolidated view, we could absolutely ask the AI for that. But at a high level, we see that we are provided with the descriptive summary of required items, requested items. We are provided with the examples of adequate evidence for each requested item as well. And to sum up the example, we are also provided with the potential counter arguments as well.
Yeah, so a very deep and quick, an extremely deep analysis. I think it's maybe important to underline this. Like, this is the kind of analysis that would take you, God knows how long, if doing it manually and just sort of, brainstorming on your own and identifying all the things. outlined there, and with the counter arguments and all the things. It's a very deep response for the amount of time that you've sunk into it. Then you can take it, review this, and sort of, like I like to say, especially with our drafting, jump from point A to point B. So you're moving from the blank page to your first draft, and that's really, really powerful.
And it's a good point, and I know we're coming up on time here, but I would note that within the drafting tool, the RFE response type is going to be our next draft type to support. So if you have access to Visalaw within the coming days, I would just be on the lookout for that RFE response type, because we are adding it to drafts, and you will have it very soon.
That's right. And so we're sort of at the end period here, and I do want to open it up to questions. So we will stay on a little bit longer for questions, but we appreciate everybody who took the time today, 30 minutes to learn a little bit more about Visalaw AI, either for the first time or just to learn a little bit further, a little bit deeper. If this is your first time sort of interacting with Visalaw AI, book a demo. It's really the best next step you can take as far as learning more about how it can fit into your workflow, how it can be utilized by your team, and what the pricing structure may look like for you and your organization. We went through a lot today, so I do want to reiterate that we will send a recording of this for anybody who hopped on late, had to jump off early, whatever the case may be. You will get a recording of this. It will come from StreamYard. If not, you can always reach out to me at ian@visalaw.ai here. If you want to get a look at any of these outputs today as well, happy to provide you with those in addition. And it doesn't look like we've got any questions today, so we must have been super duper clear here, Tyler. Today we must have just nailed this one. So again, I appreciate everybody who hopped on today. Again, you have the option of reaching out to us. You can talk with Tyler. You can talk with any of the sales reps about what it may look like to implement Visalaw AI today. And again, I think just summarizing what we did today, when you think about what you can use Visalaw AI for, it's not just for summaries of H-1B documents. It's not just superficial stuff here. It performs immigration-specific issue spotting, SOC, wage analysis, ONET, OOH mapping, document consistency. We've got all sorts of things already in the skills section that you can use for it, but it really helps you with these immigration-specific tasks that you need immigration-specific information for. So Eric's got a question here. Is there time to glance at the DocketWise integration? So we'll pull that up.
Yeah, Eric, I don't have the DocketWise integration set up in my instance of Visalaw, but what I will tell you is when you go to upload documents, and there's various places that you'll want to upload documents, whether it's for one of these chats or within drafts to actually draft a petition. Instead of having to drag and drop documents in here, which is what we had to do previously, you'll be able to set up your DocketWise integration here, and you'll be able to just go into your folder structure within DocketWise from here and select the document. So it'll save you the time of having to download the documents from DocketWise, then re-upload them. You'll just be able to see your folder structure from right here within Visalaw, select those documents, and proceed with that task.
Yeah, absolutely right. And we don't have DocketWise accounts yet. I think that is something that we will try to do is build some accounts for us on the demo side to be able to pull all of those things up. But if you have questions on how to set up that integration, we're happy to get you set up with our customer success team, who can book just a few minutes with you and get you set up with all of your case management integrations. That's a great question. Thank you, Eric. Follow-up from Eric. So Visalaw AI will be able to pull from DocketWise document portal. Awesome. Yes, it's that's how we've designed it. And yeah, it should save a lot of context switching, save a lot of time, and be virtually very seamless. If you're interested in additional integrations, I will highlight it's not a case management integration, but I know from experience, you're probably dealing with a lot of things. So you can see here Google Drive as well, Dropbox, and OneDrive. And we also have Candle AI. If you haven't seen Candle AI, that's a really cool feature. It lives in your inbox, allows you to pull Visalaw information straight from it, help draft those things. Also integrates with a lot of your case management software. So can Visalaw AI answer questions based on the DocketWise case file? Like go back and W receipts, notices, and deadlines.
Eric, the short answer is yes, as long as you include that information within Visalaw. So essentially what you'll do, and I'm going to answer that in two parts. what you'll do is you're going to connect that DocketWise integration. And what you'll likely do is within a project, you're going to upload all the case files from a case within DocketWise so that Visalaw has the context of all of those case files within your searches. Now, Visalaw, as of today, is not going to be looking at like the individual fields that you have on a case within DocketWise. But if that information for the case is in a document that you upload into Visalaw, it can absolutely look at that information. It's definitely not out of the equation to say we'll never be able to look at your case details from like a field perspective within your case management system. But at the moment, it's going to be limited to the documents that are pulled over from DocketWise. I hope I'm explaining that well, but exactly what you're saying is where we are moving to. This is kind of step one of that process.
Absolutely. And I'll mention, I know we're well over time here, but we appreciate everybody sticking along. We run into with Visalaw 2.0 every once in a while. We run into some latency issues. That's one of the beauties of doing a live demo. Is sometimes you run into those things. And with Visalaw 2.0, we having just released it, still working through a few bugs here, all in the name of attempting to get you the best product possible. And so we also really appreciate your feedback. If you if you're in trial, if you've come off a trial with another company, we're interested in all the things that you have to say, good and bad. We want to understand exactly what your experience is. So anytime you want to send your account rep a message, your customer success person a message, you want to send me a message, I'm happy to field those as well. All of that really helps us build an even better product as we move forward here. So we appreciate your patience with us working through those things. Absolutely. All right, we've gone well over time. Everybody's got to get to meetings today. But if you have any additional questions, do send me an email, ian@visalaw.ai. I'm happy to provide you with anything following today's session. So we appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tyler, and thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.